Okay. This video's maybe directed at time. It's such an integral part of this channel because that's what makes me a little bit more different than other nursing channels, I guess, besides them being much more informative. I'm a 53-year-old recent graduate nurse. I've only been a nurse for like a little over 3 years now. So I became a nurse when I was 50. So that's the oddity of my channel, that time is a significant factor in the reasons for my videos and my viewpoint. So, that's why I guess most of you are tuning in, is to get that point of view that I can give you. Having been there, done that, wasted 30 years of my life, and I guess that's the point of this video, is time wasted. A recent commenter had lamented. I think he was 47. I think I replied to him already. I'm sorry, when I do work, it gets really caught up, and I lose sense of time. Basically, it's a lot like my patients. They lose track of time. So I often forgive them that one alert and oriented or time or not. Anyway, it is a significant part of the story, right? A lot of you that are tuning in, you did 10 years, 20 years, 30 years or more of something. Maybe it was another field of work. Maybe it was raising a family. A lot of, parents now with empty nesters, they're like, what am I going to do? And I think that was what that guy was saying, or maybe it was a lady. I don't know. Their kids were teenagers, I think, and they're like, they want to go back and do this, become nurses, and do the prereqs and all that, and how difficult that is, the time wasted, and that second guessing themselves. And my advice to that is, it's that old adage of, it's better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. Or or the what's that sports analogy, is like, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. I don't know, it was Wayne Gretzky or Kobe Bryant, whoever they attribute that to, but that's true. You never try, you've already lost. It's like asking a girl out on a date, or a guy on a date. You gotta try. You're gonna strike out. You never try. You never get into the batter's box. Your average is 0. So that's my advice, is to try. But, and I'm always cautioning people, because I see this a lot of times. People like take 3 courses, 3 of the hardest courses at the same time, because they want to graduate quick. They want to do. I say, look, you've been waiting 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25. I waited 30 years. I took my sweet time on prereqs and whatever. I could have done it quicker. I could have whatever. I worked 2 jobs and went to school and took care of the kids, helped take care of the kids. My ex would argue that. But, I took my sweet time. I could have finished it in a year. It took me, I think, a little over 2 years since the beginning of my journey to get into nursing school. Yeah, about 2.5 years. Because I took my sweet time. I took one course, got myself back into thinking of being a college student, took another course, and then, maybe I added on. I did take classes through the summers, and, I wanted to go into the fall semester, et cetera, et cetera. Did I feel time? Yeah, I felt the time. I saw, I was forecasting my graduation date, everything went well. It's 50. It's a little daunting when you think about it. Like I said to my daughter recently, I said, honey, I never thought I'd live to be 30, because she made a comment. It's like, oh my God, 30, and then she made like a decrepit, joke about it. And I was like, yeah, I never thought I'd live. And she's like, why? Did you think you'd get sick or something? I said, no, 30 was ancient history. It was being ancient to me when I was a kid. When I was even her age at 25, I was like, I wasn't thinking I was going to get sick. Just like you just made a joke then. It's just that I thought that was so old. And then 30 came and left. 40 came and left. And, thankfully I made the move and now it's 50, and came and left. But I'm a nurse now. It's you can lament about your past relationships. I do that a lot. Mistakes that you made. But you move on. I forge on. That's why I say to my exes, and whenever they come back and ask, I say, no, I move one direction. I go one direction. I have to plow forward. I don't ever go backwards. You can't hold on to that. It'll drown you. A therapist said to me a long time ago, you gotta let that go. Like water off a duck's back. You gotta let it go. You gotta move forward, right? And he was right. He was absolutely right. And since that bit of advice when I was a young 20-something, things have been better in how I look at things, how I deal with things. Maybe not always the best choices, obviously. 3 marriages into this, but it's gotten me through the hard times. Like I said, I could cry every day for the rest of my life. I absolutely have enough issues that I could do that and be warranted, and I could show it to people and they'd be like, oh yeah, you're right, you could totally get that. Or I could just plow on and do what I do, and I find a lot of fulfillment in it, and I hope you guys do too. And that's why this is a pretty serious video in that sense. I don't want you guys to get caught up in that lost time, because every minute you don't do is also lost. So try it. Yeah, if you fail, you fail. Try again. This is what I say. Try again. Keep trying. I know I was just talking to a friend of mine who was my classmate. He had failed out, came back in. Young guy. He was 18 when I met him first day of prereqs. Came back. We work at the same unit now. He was working day shift and I was working nights. I said, hey, how you doing? We were just chatting, catching up. He failed out and came back. I have a lot of friends that failed at whatever stages and came back. Don't be afraid to keep trying. Okay? Good luck.